actually convinced social media is just toxic. So many people have been so quick to bash the MacBook Neo and to talk about it when they don't even have the laptop. This is the world we're living in. So come along with me, let's actually unbox it, take a look at it, see how it really does perform. Because the A18 Pro, yes, it's last year's smartphone chip, but it's more powerful than the M1. And a lot of people forget. Creators like myself, we started out on like Intel MacBooks from a decade ago.
If you run away, don't hesitate to just let me know when you're ready to go. I'll be close around if you wanna leave.
You know, I was super hesitant about getting this MacBook Neo just because obviously I wasn't sure about what it could actually do, and then also, like, do I really need it? The main reason I kind of got it, to be honest, is to show you guys. But yeah, I went for the citrus green color, which would have scared the heck out of me in the past. But I just feel like I want to be a bit more adventurous this year. You know, I went for the orange iPhone. I feel like I might as well go for the citrus. Just because the other colors are a little bit boring, like silver is kind of boring. Blush is nice, and the blue is probably my second choice to the citrus. So at first I thought it was like a highlighter yellow, which it kind of is under certain lighting, but it's definitely more of a green tint. Definitely, and I think in person it looks more green. Online it's more of like a yellow. One thing you really do notice about this laptop, I was using it last night, and there's no backlit keys. So it's really hard to actually see what you're typing. And Apple did actually make the keyboard white so that it's easier to see. It reflects the screen brightness a little bit, and that does help. If it was black, it would be a nightmare. It's actually funny because a lot of people are just complaining about the chip. And I would say the only thing that hasn't concerned me when using this is the chip. All of those little minor inconveniences are not the chip or the power. It's just like no haptic touch on the trackpad, no true tone. It doesn't support P3 color gamut. So, you know, you're still getting sRGB, but it's not quite as good at displaying color information as a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro. So they're like little things that bother me. And in terms of 8 gigabytes of RAM, for sure, it would be nice to have more. Like it's 2026, we deserve 12 or 16, but Apple gave us 8. And from using it, I haven't really noticed any issues with the 8. Like I was editing in Final Cut Pro, and you know, I had some stutter from time to time with some big projects. I did have slowdowns with exporting clips over about 5 or 6 minutes, but for, you know, making short form content, minor stuff, 1080p projects were fine, even just really long ones, like over 10, 15 minutes. So I think if you want to create with this laptop, you absolutely can. Do not listen to what anyone says online. You will have constraints for sure in what you can edit. There's going to be slowdowns. You're going to have frustrations for sure, especially if you have a lot of plugins. It may not be for you, but if you're the type of person that just wants to do minor cuts for like YouTube edits and stuff, you'll be absolutely fine. Don't let people scaremonger you. It's genuinely impressive using this laptop, like how good it performs. I even did a little test. I opened up every application on here and it worked. Like, yes, it slowed down a little bit, had some hiccups, but you can expect that, but it actually worked, which is impressive without actually like freezing up. And I'm actually going to try edit my full MacBook Neo review on the MacBook Neo. I feel like that would be a pretty cool test to put it through, and I'm sure it can handle it. One super important thing is the one finger test, and the MacBook can open very smooth, stay very still, thanks to the rubber feet. And yeah, the hinge is excellent. One of the best hinges I've seen for a budget laptop, definitely. Man, if I was a Windows laptop maker, I would be stressed right now. I'd be pretty damn scared because this is a great laptop. Let me know what you guys think about the color. I'm still unsure about it, but I'm not unhappy that I got the citrus. Just to show you guys roughly what you're getting with like a Windows computer for this price. Now, this is actually a little bit more, but this is the build quality of like most Windows computers. Like the hinge alone is just really bad on this thing. Whereas the MacBook, super sturdy and solid, perfectly balanced, so when you open it, you can do it with one hand and also close it. And the hinge feels great. The shell feels awesome. And this is actually a cheaper laptop. This is of course lighter, easier to carry around with you. I feel like this is such a good laptop if you want something light that feels premium, that can fit in your backpack if you're a student. This is awesome. But after using that just today, yes, it's nice and powerful, out of the box, performs great, but how will it perform after like a year or two? That's really the question. I feel like the M4 Air is gonna hold up better long term. So if you can get something cheaper that's older with better specs, I still feel that's the way to go in 2026. So the Neo has two USB-C ports, but both of them are quite different despite looking the same. The rear port runs at USB 3 speeds, so you can get up to 10 gigabits per second. It's kind of like what you would expect from a MacBook in 2026. But the front port is only USB 2, which is kind of slow, like noticeably slow, especially if you're moving around files. We're talking about a quarter of the speed. And only the rear port supports display output, so if you want to connect up a monitor, you have to use that faster port, which can be an issue at times. But still, it only supports 4K 60Hz, which does cover most monitors out there, but if you're thinking about pairing this with Apple's own Studio display, the 5K one, it's not going to run at full resolution, just a heads up. But the laptop screen itself is really nice, like the colors are vibrant, you've got a 2408 by 1506 resolution, 500 nits of brightness, and a billion colors that this laptop can produce. But like I mentioned, there's no P3 support, so it's not going to be amazing if you do want to grade in Lightroom for your photos or color grade footage. Again, it's not what the Neo is for, but if you are going to be doing anything to do with colors, it's not going to be as accurate as any other MacBook. But the colors definitely do pop, they're vibrant, it definitely has the Mac colors like you would have on any other laptop. It's just not quite as much range in terms of color bit depth. But like 500 nits of brightness and no HDR, it does make this laptop really hard, especially if you're in bright conditions. There's a lot of glare, but it does handle most indoor scenarios pretty well, like coffee shops, at my desk, sitting on the couch. You just really can't throw it into direct sunlight and expect it to fight back. So for the battery in here, we have a 36.5 watt-hour cell. So Apple says that gets us up to 16 hours of video streaming and 11 hours of web browsing. But of course, those are controlled test numbers, so let me tell you mine. So over the past week, I've been using this laptop exactly like I would use my MacBook Air or my MacBook Pro. So doing things like email, Safari, having a bunch of tabs open, some basic Lightroom editing, nothing crazy, just like presets and minor adjustments. But I did actually pull some footage onto this laptop and I made some cuts for like a short that I was making. So just 1080p, it was under a minute, nothing crazy. But I did all of that and I got about a day and a half of usage. So basically a full day and then into the next day's afternoon. And that's not like consistently using it nonstop, but it's just real world usage spread across a full day and then a bit into the next. And I think a big part of that is because we have the A18 Pro chip. It's a very efficient phone chip for a much smaller battery. So paired with this 36.5 watt-hour cell, you're actually getting an incredible battery life for that battery size because it's a lot smaller than the Air, but pretty damn close in terms of results. For a lot of people that aren't doing those demanding things like I did, you could probably get, I would say, like 2 full days of usage just from like web browsing, doing casual stuff. If you remove the video editing and the Lightroom aspect, which realistically most people won't do on the Neo, I'd say it's about 2 days of real world usage. Like a couple hours here, a couple hours there, watch some videos, that type of thing. This is solid. For all your video call needs, this laptop has a 1080p webcam. It's definitely not bad. Like it's not amazing, but it gets the job done, that's for sure. There's no center stage, no desk view, those got cut. And honestly, I don't think many people are really gonna care. So this right here is a little test with the MacBook Neo webcam. So this is the quality you can expect. It's a little bit low light right now, and this is the microphone from like 40 centimeters away. One thing worth flagging though, so normally on MacBooks you have this little LED indicator to tell you if the camera's on. The Neo doesn't have that, so you're purely relying on software and no hardware wired LED to actually tell you if you're being watched. So one thing that genuinely blew me away was the speakers. So the speakers are in a different place on this laptop. They're now on the sides here at the front. So rather than being like underneath or at the top or on the side on the grill here, yeah, we got a new placement. There's also a headphone jack just behind that on the left side of the laptop if you do want to plug in. But I think the thing I was most impressed at was not really like the loudness, but the quality. Obviously, there's not a crazy amount of bass like there is on the Pro, but it's just the overall range. I found it was like a decent, pleasant speaker to listen to, especially for this price range. So let me just play some music. One pretty crazy thing is I've seen some people tear this laptop down into components, and it's one of the first MacBooks that's actually repairable. So no need to have verified parts. It works with any third-party parts, and there's no glue holding it together, just screws. So you can actually fully disassemble this laptop and reassemble it. So I think if anything goes wrong, this is going to be amazing for repairing. And something crazy is this is the first MacBook we've seen since 2022 that's not had a notch. So if you're not a fan of the notch and you want those clean, symmetrical bezels all the way around, then this laptop's actually slightly better than all the other laptops, even the Air, because sometimes the notch gets in the way. You know what's absolutely crazy? This laptop has the same single core score as the M4 Air. It's pretty impressive. For minor tasks, you're gonna get a really similar speed and performance. It's just when it comes to multi-core and more demanding things and things that require more RAM, that's when you're going to notice the slowdown compared to the other models. So the Neo gets 3,461 and the M4 Air gets 3,696. So yeah, slightly more, but pretty damn close. I think one thing that really caught me off guard was the gaming aspect. Now, of course, I am not suggesting this is a gaming laptop. Far from it. Like, in general, don't buy a Mac if you're in a game. The experience is pretty terrible. Game selection is awful. But there's a few titles of games in the App Store. Very few. But you can get Resident Evil 4, which I know is an old game from like 20 years ago, but it's remastered with good graphics. You can play that on here, and you can play Cyberpunk 2077. The experience isn't going to be amazing. You're getting like 30 to 40 frames per second at low quality settings, but the fact that it's still capable to actually play without stuttering and lagging, to me anyway, is pretty impressive. I'm probably going to get a lot of gaming people being like, this is not a gaming computer. I get it. I'm just saying it can play it technically on a phone chip. I think that's impressive. That's just my opinion. The crazy thing though, Cyberpunk 2077, how much do you think in Canada on the App Store? $105. That's crazy. So after around a week of using this MacBook Neo in Citrus, it's definitely not a MacBook Air. Of course, not a MacBook Pro. It's an entirely new category from Apple, and it's for someone who wants a MacBook on a budget, someone who wants into the ecosystem, that wants Mac OS, but they don't want to fork out all the money to get an Air. Maybe they don't need the power, and they just want something simpler. This is the option. And I feel like it's solid. And I think the nice part is you can technically do everything you can on the Neo that you can on the Air. You're just sacrificing in terms of performance and potentially longevity, right? I don't really know how this is going to hold up. I'm going to test it and I'm going to see, but I have a feeling that it's not going to hold up as well as the M series, especially with future software updates. As software has more AI integration, I feel like this is going to lag behind a little bit. So whether the trade-off is worth it for you personally, it really depends on your use case. And I'm being completely honest. If you're the everyday person and you're not doing video edits or graphics, you should probably get this laptop. Like if you're just doing like Excel, Pages, like web browser stuff, Spotify, multitasking, some basic apps like computer apps, you'll be fine. If you want to do a little bit more, you'll also be fine. So you really can't go wrong with this laptop, personally. Now, yes, if you're a professional and you're going to do these demanding things, don't buy it because it's not designed for you. But I love this thing. It feels great. Like the colors are awesome. Like it's such a great little laptop for the price. I couldn't recommend anything else. So if people are bashing you online, if they're attacking you, saying it's not as powerful as the M5 Pro, of course it isn't. The price isn't anywhere near the same. So don't put them in the same category. I think it's an awesome laptop. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below and whether you're actually going to pick one up. But my advice is ignore the hate, go in the Apple Store, test it out yourself, open some applications, get a feel for it. That's definitely the way to go. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.